Hi, I'm Michael with Menard Jewelers. Today I want to go over one of my favorite topics is what is jewelry made of? Specifically, what are the metals made of that we use to make jewelry? So first we're going to start off with gold. And I actually have a cheat sheet here because it's a lot of math, but we're going to go over it from top to bottom. So we're going to start with our 8 carat. We don't really see too much 8 carat in the United States anymore. There's an older European metal quality, but it's still out there, especially if people travel over to Europe and bring stuff back. We still see it from time to time when we do repairs. Next is the 10 carat. That is pretty much the lowest carat that is sold today in the jewelry industry. That's pretty much the bottom mark. 14 carat. This is the most common. This is the majority of your high-end jewelry is going to be right here. So this is going to be your low stuff, your charms, and lower cost jewelry. This is going to be your medium. This is going to be right across the board, your 14 karat, your most popular. Then we get into our 18 karat. It's a little more high-end stuff. We get a lot of 18 karat from Italy and India. And then really rare is going to be our 22 karat. 22 karat, we get a lot of it from India and Asia, but it's typically very, very soft. You can bend it with your hands. And typically in America, we don't usually use the 22 karat just because it's not that durable. It's too soft to last. If you made a ring out of it, it would get bent up. And there are rings made out of 22 karat, but they're always bent. They're always dented, they're always bent because it's just too soft. So why is it so soft, and what are all these? So if you see a stamp in your ring, it's probably going to have one of these numbers with a K to it, next to it. If it doesn't, alternatively, it could have one of these numbers. For 8 karat, you might be looking at a 375. For your 10 karat, it might be a 417. For your 14 karat, it might be a 583. It's a horrible 5, I'll fix that. Your 18 karat is going to look like a 750. And then your 22 would be a 917. And again, those 22s are coming out of India and stuff like that, so sometimes those stamps can be really hard to read, or sometimes they'll even be in Chinese, and the only thing you'll make out is the 917. So what are these numbers? So these numbers are the percentage of gold. So this is going to be 37.5% gold. Your 10 karat is going to be 41.7% gold. Your 14 karat, the most common, is 58% gold. Your 18 karat is 75% gold, and then that 22 karat is actually 91% gold. So what is the rest of it? So the rest of it is going to be copper, silver, and zinc. Okay, so these are going to be the other metals. The copper primarily is going to be the one that gives it its strength, so it doesn't get bent or dented too easily. And then the silver and the zinc, those are a little bit for color. So if we wanted to do a green ring, they would do a lot more silver. If they wanted it like a rose gold, you're going to do more copper, less silver. So these three, how much they put in to the mixture of that extra amount. So a 14 karat will be 58% gold, but that remaining percentage, depending on what they put in and how much of these three metals, will depend on the color of that gold. So that's why you can get 10 or 14 karat yellow golds that look a little bit different. Some are a little more brown because they might have a little more copper in them. Some might be a little more bright yellow because they have a little more silver in them or a little more zinc. So just depending, it's like lasagna. Lots of lasagnas out there, and everybody puts a little bit of different ingredients in them. But these are going to be your three metals that are added to your gold to make them look different. So to make the white gold, what we're going to switch up to is we're still going to have our copper and our zinc, we're going to switch to is instead of silver, we're going to have nickel, right? So that's going to give us our white gold. But a lot of people are allergic to nickel. So sometimes instead of doing the nickel, they can do a metal called palladium. There have been rings made out of palladium. You'll get a stamp that's P-A-L-L. That's your palladium stamp. Palladium can be a little finicky and a little bit brittle. It's in the platinum family group of soft metals. It's a very white metal. It's very can be kind of soft, but they will use that as a white metal instead of the nickel for allergies. So that's going to be our kind of our white metals there. So I hope that kind of gives you an idea of your gold metal and what the stamps mean, the percentage of the metal, and what the other metals are in there that makes it. But that's not all we make jewelry out of. One of my favorite metals and the most popular is the platinum. You'll see a PLAT or a 950 inside of your ring. And just like the other ones, that means it's 95% platinum. Well, what's that other 5%? So you're going to have your ruthenium, your cobalt, and your iridium. There's 3 types of platinum. Iridium, that's what your grandparents' platinum would have been made out of. That was, for whatever reason, that was the one that was used for a long time. It was very brittle, difficult to work with. So today, all of our platinum is going to be one of these 2. I find ruthenium is the most common that I see, but there is some cobalt out there. I think most jewelers and casting companies prefer the ruthenium, just in my own personal experience. But this is what you're looking at for platinum. And then the last one is going to be your silver. Silver's a little bit simpler, a little bit. So on your silver, you're going to have your 925 stamp. And that's going to be your sterling silver. So, right? And that means it's 92.5% silver. So the rest of that is always going to be your copper. So, but just like the other ones, depending on how they mix it, some companies will actually do maybe a 93% or a 94% of silver and then do the rest copper. And it just makes it a little bit whiter and shinier, kind of a little bit brighter of a look. But that's all that's really typically in silver is going to be your silver and a little bit of copper, just so that the silver is not too soft. So I hope that gives you an idea of what your jewelry is made out of. Maybe some of the different allergies, like if you have white gold and it's giving you an allergic reaction, it might be that nickel. You might have to do a palladium white gold. And kind of understanding what the stamps are, why the different costs and everything. As far as why is the 10 karat less? Well, because it's less gold and things like that. Hope this helps. Click the like button, subscribe for more educational videos. See you next time.